Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is CeeCeeG. Today I will be going into the garden to harvest some of our vegetables because they are ready to come out. So stick with me and I will show you the process. Okay, so now I am about to try and to extract this cabbage. So I'm looking all down in there to see where I'm going to make this cut, so that I can take it out and get it all processed. So I'm taking a knife, just took a regular knife, and I'm cutting and cutting just enough so I can pull it out of there. So I'm going to try and see if I can wedge it. Of course not. So I'm going to go underneath the leaves from another angle and try to cut the remaining cabbage out of that center of the plant. So here it is, the plant. The cabbage is nice and healthy, pretty green, nice size and shape. So I think I did a great job for that to be my first cabbage growing. So now I'm going to just get all these leaves and put them to the side because, you know, leaves, a lot of leaves to these vegetables are edible and they have so many nutrients in them. Very healthy for your body. So as you see, I'm taking the knife and I'm just going to cut each piece and put them in a pile. And as you see, my pile is piling up, and some leaves are going one way and the other leaves are going the other way. So I saw some leaves that were turning yellow. I don't want those leaves. They were dying and they were turning yellow. So I'm putting that in the pile by itself because that will go into the compost. And we will just concentrate on the green ones off to the other side. So I'm just picking through there, just trying to clean up that area. Now when I cut it, the cabbage from the base of the cabbage, I decided I wanted to experiment and see if it will grow back. So I left the base of it, as you can see, I'm trying to just cut away some of that dead stuff. I left it in there. So I will update you all on the progress of that cut cabbage to see if anything can grow. This is my first time growing cabbage. So I kept looking on YouTube to see how to harvest it, because I want to do a little experiment. But I didn't want to take the whole cabbage root and everything out. So I just cut like at the base of the cabbage. Okay, so right at the base, see how I cut it? I'm going to see, because they did say you can cut this piece and put it in a bowl and it should like grow like maybe 5 more cabbages, but they won't be as big. So I'm going to do that and put it in a bowl and see what happens. It takes a couple weeks, but if it starts growing, guess what? It's going in this dirt again. So, and then I'll show you the leaves that I got off this plant as well. So here are all the leaves that I got off my cabbage plant. Look how massive these leaves are. I'm gonna cook these down like I'm cooking collard greens. Yes, I am. Because all of this is good stuff. Just wash it off real good, cut it up, and cook it. Now, I just finished harvesting the cabbage, and I'm very impressed by the results of my cabbage. I do have other cabbage growing, but it's going to take some time because they're pretty like young cabbage. So I have the regular green cabbage and I also have the purple cabbage. So now I'm going to harvest my turnips. So you can take a look and see how that goes. So here are my turnips, as you can see them. I just took them out and I'm going to process these, clean them up, and I'm going to put them away. Probably blanch them and freeze them for another time. Now we're at the Coral Prince Kale, and I'm just digging it out so that I can clear it free of the dirt. And so I'm just gonna pull some of that dirt off the root, and then I'm gonna eventually cut this off. Now I had thought about initially tossing it out, which I did toss it out, but I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, let me see if I can put it back. So, you know, that kale really turned out nice. It's a beautiful ornamental kale. They have very, very many different varieties with different colors of that kale, and it's really beautiful. So I'm going into the next one. This is number 2, digging it up, breaking the dirt off. And make sure you wash this, because as you can see, all the dirt that surrounds it, it can get up in between the leaves, and you don't want to eat any dirt and grit. And just try to get off as much as possible before you take it in the house. So there are some little dead leaves that were at the base, so I took it out, and now I'm just planting that root back into the garden to see if it will reproduce again. This time, I'm going to cut it from the base and just leave the root in, which I should have did from the get-go, but hey, I'm always trying different things and different techniques. Now I'm going to water the garden. If you happen to hear a buzzing sound off in the background, we have a deer deterrent to keep the deers away from the raised beds, because you know they're hungry too and they want to eat as well. But we try our best to keep them from eating the vegetables. But I know, like a couple days ago when I went out into the yard, one of the Coral Prince kales were pulled up, so I knew a deer had got to it, but it looked like it only ate a few of the kale leaves off of it. So what I did was I just dug the hole and put it back in there and cover it up so it could continue to grow. Okay guys, so I'm done right now for, I'm not going to say today, but I'm just done right now. So I already harvested the cabbage like you saw, the turnips, and the Coral Prince ornamental kale. So I'm going to go in the house now and I'm going to get it all processed. Okay everyone, so this is the massive harvest today. The cabbage, the Coral Prince ornamental kale, these turnips. Now, I grew these turnips and the cabbage. My mom, she grew this Coral Prince kale, and I'm going to show you something else she grew. Now, she had some herbs here that she grew in the garden. She has some thyme, some peppermint herb, and some lavender herb. So we've been doing the daggone thing today. And so my mom, thank God, she was grabbing stuff as I was pulling stuff out and washing everything for me. So I greatly appreciate that. So we got a really good harvest. I'm happy about it. And we'll see where it goes from there.